So does everybody understand what Cheeky Chompers is? Okay. Let me go back here to the website and show you what it is. Okay, so what it is, see, right here, that's the teething, so that they can put this in their mouth, but it's tied around there. So it's a bib to protect, drooling, but it also allows them to chew on it. And that's their idea, and that's their product. Who's their persona? Who's their target customer? Mothers. And so it's obviously mothers, right? And how do they, can you be more specific? What's their target customer profile? Yeah. No, their target customer is that's a channel. They are their target customer profile, right? They're their target customer profile, right? So they had a problem and then they solved the problem. Kind of like, it's very much like Eric von Hippel's if you've taken his, user innovation. And they want to make a business out of it. So they really understand this problem quite well. And so that is their product. And you can go through their website and take a look at it. And so their channel to market is through some of these other ones, all right? So I want you all to think about, well, let's just go through. Their persona, their beachhead market, target customer profile. It is the well-to-do, what they called themselves, yummy mummies. These are mothers who have a lot of money, and they have kids, and they have ability to spend for it, but they want something that's stylish, that solves the problem, and they don't want to be grossed out by something falling on the ground and have to worry about it. They want to be able to take their kid out and have their kid look good and be happy and safe and not have to be uptight about it. Okay, so it's helping those people. Do they have a lot of money? Yeah, that is their target customer, someone who has a lot of money. It's just like them. Very nice people, a lot of money, worrying about their kids later in life, all right? So I want you all to think about what is their core. So let me give you a little more detail. They blew the numbers out they talked about there. They have sold over 900,000 pieces. See these things right here? Award-winning chewy dribble bib for teething tots. They have sold almost 1 million of these right now. Through John Lewis, through high-end retailers, in the United States and UK and Europe. It has become extremely popular. All those aggressive people in Dragon's Den, they wish they could have that back. They wish they could have it back. But the question is this really a sustainable business? Or is this a one-trick pony? What would be the core that you would suggest for Julie and Amy? All right? What is their core? What would you suggest? Okay? No, what is it? What would you develop it to be? Okay? So you can ask me questions, and then I'm going to have you all break into your teams, and I want you as teams to think about what would be their core. And I'm going to give you a little guidance here. All right? What would be the core? All right? So what is a core? Discipline core. What is a discipline core? This is not. Sorry, you give it. Remember, when you do a core is that special thing that's in the middle. It's the crown jewels. There are moats around the core that prevent people from getting to it. But the core is that capability that if someone else were to make the same product as you, they would be missing a key piece of it, and they couldn't make it nearly as well as you. A core is that one last thing. Now, as you're thinking about your core, I want you to think about moats to get around it. Remember, for Sensible, we had kind of IP that slowed them down. Then to get to our hardware. But ultimately, the inner core was the software algorithms and capability we had built. So let's just go through this. Sorry, wrong way. Okay? And, we talked about core. We talked about Dominic Gruber doing kind of analyzing the DMU and DMP and then coming up with an effective exploiting windows of opportunity and triggers. But that's a temporary core. Anyone could see that and then do that again. So Dominic had to do things beyond that. Dollar Shave Club had a great video. How did they capitalize on that after they had that video to build a sustainable core? Or did they? Groupon, they were the first ones out there to do kind of social media kind of marketing. Did they build a core? Were they successful? The answer to that one is no, they did not. And you've seen their valuation plummet. So what makes for a good core? Good core is you're thinking ahead. You're thinking ahead here. You're not playing checkers, you're playing chess. In fact, you're playing three-dimensional chess. You're trying to think, what is it that we can do that ultimately will block other people from just copying our idea? Because as research shows, first mover is not an advantage. It's usually a disadvantage. The first mover in usually shows where the market opportunity is and how to crack it, and actually builds a high-level product specification. And it's the next one in that figures out, okay, I didn't have to spend all that money. I'm going to build a core and blow out the initial first mover. But what is that in this case? Sometimes first movers do that in a good way. Moats are those things kind of on the outside. What's a strong moat? A strong moat is one that was really hard to get through. A weak moat is one that can kind of be, well, here's our IP, and they look at your IP, and then they can jump over it. It's not that hard. So the examples in the book, let me just say this, and then I'm going to give you all time to work. A good core has three important elements to it. First of all, it's unique. It's hard for someone else to duplicate. Right? It's hard for someone else to do that. That's the essence of a core. But the other two things are, first, the next thing is that your core might be better than somebody else's over time. Like it's Sensible. We had better software at the beginning, and other people were not that far behind us. But over time, ours got better and better, and theirs did not get better until they finally realized what we were doing, and then this gap was too big. So over time, your core gets stronger relative to your competition. The third thing is it ties directly to the number one thing that your customer cares about. It produces a capability, a functionality that will give the benefit that your customer really wants. So it's not just something that's unique. It's something that's unique and really matters, and it's something that grows over time. That's what a good core is. So now with Cheeky Chompers, you can go through, you can look at their website if you want as well, and you can see they've had a lot of success. But have they built a core? And if they have built a core, what is it? If they haven't, what would you suggest would be their core? What would be a strong moat? What would be a weak moat? Okay? So we'll give you 10 minutes to go through this. Have some fun with it. This is not complicated technology here we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a bib with the thing on the end that your kids can chew on. And Angela, don't ruin it for me, will you?